going to teach you how to do a 20-minute makeup with a nice highlight and contour along with a pretty daytime look and bumping it up to a night look. Right here I have my beautiful model Dominique.
Hello.
And she's already been prepped with a little bit of foundation and powder. And I'm just going to go right into your highlight and contour. There's several ways to do this. There's not one way to do any type of makeup. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer, something lightweight to kind of highlight underneath the eye, nothing too heavy. So I'm going to take a nice little fluffy brush, get a little bit of concealer on there, and then look straight up for me. I'm just going to dust a little bit underneath her eye, also on the high planes of her cheek, very lightly. You can do little circular motions back and forth, light sweeping. Get a little bit more on there. I always like to start off with something very natural for concealer for every day. Nothing too heavy. Whether you're going to class, whether you're going to work, whether you're just running errands with your kids, just something to spruce you up. You always want to set that with a light bit of powder, so I'm just going to use again a nice little mineral powder. Look straight up for me. Right under the eye as well. Same brush, very light, nothing too heavy. I'm going to next go in with a kind of large powder brush, nothing too big. Give you a nice contour. You can use bronzer, you can use contour powder, you can use cream, whatever you like. Today I'm going to do a nice soft bronzer with a little bit of powder. So I like to say when you're going to do any contouring, you want to hit the planes of the face. So usually you want to do that 3 or that E, whichever one works for you. You go along the forehead, down the cheek, and then right down underneath the chin. So I'm going to start right here kind of at the temples, dusting that from the cheek area to the temple, along the forehead, and I'm going to create that E going right underneath the chin. And again, this is just very soft, our daytime look. Again, I'm going to come right over here, along the forehead, underneath that cheekbone, down on the chin. Now if you wanted to do a deeper contour, you can either grab a smaller brush and then go in with a little darker one. So I'm going to go on with a little bit of a darker contour powder. Smile for me just a tad. So right under here, in that nice little groove, is where you want to do your contour. I always say, grab a finger here, put it to your temple. That way you can kind of feel that little area right under there. And then just sweep it right along there. It's really going to carve out the cheek, but still look natural at the same time. Because again, with the daytime contour, you don't want anything that's too heavy. You want it to still look natural. And then let me have you turn that way, Dominique. And again, right underneath there. And if you did want to add a little bit more drama to that contour, you can kind of add it around the forehead and again underneath the cheek area and the chin. I like to follow up with a little bit of blush just to give her like a summery, pretty, everyday look. I'm going to go in with the Pretty Peach, smile for me, right on the apples of the cheek. And again, dusting it to the temple. You can go in circular motions or just a light sweep back and forth. And then turn this way for me, Dominique. And again, right on the apples of the cheek, light sweep into the temples. Next up, if you want that shimmery, pretty summer highlight, you can go in with a nice shimmer, or you can leave it just as such for everyday natural. Now we're going to go into what everyone loves, and that is a brow. With brows, there's no particular way to do it, but everyone wants that nice, kind of cropped, kind of carved out, but still natural brow. I'm going to go in with a little bit of brow gel. And the purpose of brow gel is to lay the hairs down, but also to make them really just kind of lay in place, kind of tame them really. That's what we're really doing. It could be clear brow gel, it could be colored brow gel, whatever you like. Now some people choose to go straight into eyeshadow before doing brow. Again, that's up to you. I feel brows shape and frame the face, so it's a little bit easier for me to map out the shadow when I do the brows first. But again, you could do it either way. There are several products you can use to do brows. You can do pencil, you can do eyeshadow, you can do a pomade, whichever one is going to work for you. I would suggest, if you want something natural, maybe going with an eyeshadow. I like to kind of dip a little bit, go back and forth with two colors. And I like to start kind of midway under the brow, not right at the front. When you start right at the front, your hand is heaviest, you're going to get a lot of product there and it's going to be darker. So I like to start midway, creating a darker illusion in the tail and lighter right here in the front. So we're going to take an angle brush. I'm going to go light strokes right under her brow. Again, you can use pomade, you can use a pencil. You can always still go back in with the pencil as well. And again, right underneath the brow, light sweeping motion. Turn your face a tad bit. And this step doesn't have to be perfect right away, because again, you're just getting a little bit of color in the brow. And you can always come right back in again with your brow gel to kind of brush them out if you feel like it's a little bit too dark or it's a little bit too much, just to make it look a little bit more natural. I am going to now take a little bit of concealer, and I'm going to take that right under. You can do concealer, you can do paint pots, you can do any kind of concealer primer. For the eyeshadow, purpose again for that is to make the shadow stay on, no creasing, beautiful, even canvas for you to start your eyeshadow. I like to take, again, a fluffy brush. We can go right back into that same one we used for your highlight and contour. Close for me. I'm just going to dust it over the whole eyelid. You can bring it all the way up into the brow bone. Again, if you want a very carved out eyeshadow, you can go directly under the brow and use again the same concealer along with primer. For now, we're just going to do a nice soft everyday. I'll show you on one eye if you do want a little bit of a carved out brow, what you can do for that. So I'm going to take a flat brush this time. I always kind of like to pat it on my hand a little bit, make sure I'm not getting too much product. And then I just go right under the brow with a nice flat brush, right underneath it. Gives you a nice carved out brow if you want them to be a little bit more precise. Again, this is up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just showing you natural versus if you want a little bit more of a dramatic brow. Dramatic brow are all the rage right now, so this seems to be what everybody wants to see nowadays. And again, I'll show you on this side. I'm going to dust off a little bit of my excess concealer. And again, I'm going to go right underneath the brow. Little small strokes with my concealer or base. Let's grab a little bit more. Flat brush. And again, we're doing a nice carved out brow. And this can still look natural and everyday. It doesn't have to look overdone or too much. Then I'm just taking the excess product and going over the whole eye. Now I'm going to take another fluffy brush. The fluffy brush is going to be your best friend. So you're going to need a couple fluffy brushes. They blend, they work for concealer, eyeshadow. Pretty much they're your all over tool. I like to blend this all in. Close for me. So our product that we just put on, I like to blend it all over. I'm going to take a nice soft brown color in the crease. in a little windshield wiper motion, back and forth, circular, whichever one you like to do. I feel like windshield wiper, you'll get an even disbursement of color. And then I'm just gonna go back and forth like this. If you need to kind of see the shape of the eye, you can have them open their eye up. So go ahead and open and look straight down for me. That way you can really gauge where her crease is. And again, windshield wiper motions or little soft kind of circular motions right into that crease. And again, this color is, it should be close to your skin tone, but it can be a little bit darker just to really enhance the crease. Nothing too heavy, nothing too dark, because again, this is our daytime look. If you want to go ahead and add a soft color on the lid, you can do that as well. Again, you want to do a little bit of a shimmer, you can do a matte. It's totally up to you. See how we're looking here? And I'm going to add a light shimmery color just right on her lid. How you feeling, Dominique? You're okay?
Great.
Okay.
Awesome.
Gotta check on your model, that's important. Okay, so I'm gonna take a flat brush and I'm gonna go right at the base of her eyelid. Go ahead and look down for me. And I'm gonna pack that color right on the eyelid. So it just makes it pop a little bit more. It's a nice, pretty champagne kind of color for every day. Again, this should be a look that you can go to school with, a look you can go shopping with your girls, if you want to go to the mall and still be cute, pick up your kids from school and still be cute. This is a look you can do to achieve that. So again, look down for me. Soft color right on the lid. And I'm packing it on right at the lash line. You can also dab it as well. You don't want to do too much of a sweeping motion with this particular brush because you want to make sure you get all your product on there. And look down for me again. I'm going to go back in slightly with my soft brown color just to kind of carve out that crease a tad bit more. I'm also going to take an angled brush or a flat brush, whichever one you like, or a pencil brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of a darker brown or a darker black on the lid right at the lash line. Then look down for me. I'm going to go ahead with an angle brush for this one. And actually, you can go ahead and close. And by doing that, it just opens the eye up a little bit more. And again, we're going to go ahead and repeat it on this side. And I am using a little bit of a dark brown and a black shadow right at the base of the eye. Back that way. Now again, if you are wanting to take it up a notch for every day, but you're going to go out a little bit later, you can also grab a little bit of a darker color in the crease. So I'm going to go ahead with a deeper brown. Okay, turn it that way just a tad. And again, we're taking a deeper color in that outer corner, really smoke you out just a tad bit. You can also take that same little pencil brush you used earlier, take those same colors up there and go right underneath for a little bit more of a smoky, a little bit more to pump up your eye. So go ahead and look up, Dominique. I'm just going to go right underneath the eye with our dark brown. And then we're also going to take a little bit of mascara This mascara is just what's really gonna make those lashes pop and really stand out. All right, so let's go with a little mascara. Again, with your mascara, you want to start at the base, and I like to get a lot of mascara in there. And look straight down. You want to get at the base of the lash. I like to kind of take it and curl it as well, and brush it up, down, and then brush it up. And then again, I go down on the lash and brush it up. Get a little bit on there, that's okay, it happens. That's life. Just dust it off with your finger. Then look straight up for me. Take a little bit and I kind of go in a sweeping motion under the eye. Don't forget the lashes on the bottom. They will open that eye up perfectly. And you cannot complete a lip without a lip. So we're gonna go in with a really pretty summery look. Right now that glossy lip is really in, so we'll do a little bit of a gloss. Gonna take a little bit of a pretty mauvey pink color. And I like to start in the center of a lip with a little bit of lipstick. Got together. And then I'm going to also go with a darker lip color just right on the edges.